Joining me on the line, she is the Senior Vice President of Communications at Hy-Vee. Ladies and gentlemen, Tina Potthoff is on the line. Did I get the name right?
You did. Thanks so much for having me on.
Perfect. Tina, listen, we've had kind of a rough couple days here in the state of Iowa, and this past weekend, we had multiple tornadoes move through the state, and it looks like you guys at Hy-Vee are doing a wonderful job of helping out with this whole thing. Can you tell us a little bit more about the Hy-Vee disaster relief team?
I sure can. So when we were in the midst of the pandemic, and obviously we still are, but we knew that we had a greater need for getting tools and mobile units and command centers into areas that were impacted. And really this stems back from when we had the derecho here in Iowa.
Yeah.
We had a lot of, cars and vehicles, but they weren't really made for the situation. And so over the past year, we've spent time designing vehicles. We have a command center. We have pickup vehicles. We have trucks. We have semis, so that we have a wide range of command centers and units that can go out and help when disasters strike. And, you always hope that you don't have to use them.
Yeah.
But just seeing some of the consistency on disasters that have been striking, not only here in the Midwest, but even, as late as Kentucky. We sent them down to Kentucky here recently when they had the tornado that went through there. So that's really what we've been putting to use. And, it was sad to say, but we did put it into use over the weekend to deliver food, snacks, water, what have you, to these communities that were impacted. We were in Winterset. We were, reaching out to Norwalk, Pleasant Hill, Sheraton, a little bit of, patches all over the state that have been impacted. Because unlike what we saw in Kentucky, where it was a major, it was a city that had been wiped off the map. In this case, you saw neighborhoods or a street that was impacted, and it kind of hopped around. So, we were happy to be able to help in the best way that we could.
Tina Potthoff from Hy-Vee on the line with me, talking about the Hy-Vee disaster relief team. Tina, answer me this: the one thing that Iowans seem to always want to do is help. How do how do people help with this? Because this seems like a really, really good local community effort type thing. How if somebody wanted to help the Hy-Vee disaster relief team, how would they go about it?
Well, I'll be honest. We've just been working to try and work closely with first responders to be respectful of what they're doing in their areas. I know that the Winterset Chamber of Commerce has a team and a hotline that you can call if you want to provide further assistance. And we've been very mindful of that too. Occasionally we have people that want to come, and hop on our vehicles and just for liability reasons. We typically say, what, we've got this one covered, but we do refer them to like the Red Cross and the Chamber of Commerce. And we've been working closely with them because we don't need to be in anyone's way, but we certainly want to be able to provide food, shelter, water, whatever it might be. And we do work closely. The Red Cross is also a partner of ours. So when it comes to just, that public-private partnership, what are ways that we can help out and can assist? Sometimes it comes down to, hey, we could really use your pickup in this area, or, hey, can you help us clean up this debris? But for this one, for the most part, it's been, just providing the comfort of, just a helping hand, a smile, and some food.
Yeah, that seems to always be the thing because we were affected by the derecho, and listen, not anywhere close to what happened, in Winterset and around town this past weekend. But boy, a bottle of water or a hot meal at the right time could be, make a world of a difference,
Yeah, it certainly can. And, on Saturday night, I had a TV reporter ask me just the other day, it's like, well, do you guys have contingency plans in place, when severe weather goes through? And absolutely, right? We get people in, our coolers, or we get people in areas where we have a building essentially within a building in our Hy-Vee stores, and you get people to shelter, during times like that. On Saturday, we had several stores that opened up their doors and said, okay, get in here. You don't hold anybody, where they can't leave. They can certainly leave, but you want to make sure you're offering that shelter immediately. And I will say Winterset was a very close call for us. It was not that far away from that store where that tornado hit. And we've had other, buildings and stores that have been hit, derecho, you had mentioned that one. That was one where we actually had a convenience store or a drugstore that had its roof lifted up off of the roof lifted up off the building and then was placed back down on top of the building, and people were inside there. So it does happen.
Mother Nature is sometimes cranky, I guess is the best way to say it. Tina Potthoff, the Senior Vice President of Communications at Hy-Vee, on the line with me right now, talking a little bit about the Hy-Vee Disaster Relief Team. So would you say the best way, if people want to help out or donate, I think that's a big one too, is the donation thing. Is it best to just go through the Red Cross, what they're looking for?
Yeah, for those in particular, the Red Cross is usually the best one. I will tell you, the Winterset Chamber of Commerce in particular, they have done an incredible job of getting their volunteers organized. It seems like there's been a lot of people dispatched to just basically help families find keepsakes that are stuck in trees or in the woods, right? We actually had one individual that helped somebody find their wedding dress, and that was all she wanted to find was her wedding dress after being impacted. And, for this one, we did have some employees at our stores that were impacted. They went home and they found a lot of damage. We had some people that were injured, and so we're just, trying our best to provide support to them internally, too.
There you go. Tina, she is the Senior Vice President of Communications at Hy-Vee, Tina Potthoff. I keep saying your name, but I don't want to mess it up, and I'm nervous about it. I apologize.
No problem at all.
Tina, thank you so much for taking a few minutes with us today. I'm sure there's a ton of people that were happy to see you guys pull up, like I said, with that bottle of water or that, just a meal that could help out a little bit. I imagine that helped out a lot of folks. So thank you so much for that. We'll point people towards the website and towards the Red Cross if they'd like to help you guys out, okay?
Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate you having me on.